What is up? What is good, everyone? Thank you once again for joining. Today, we're going to take a look at the Lost and Found, or this year's Chicago Air Jordan 1s. Right off the bat, you can see the box is distressed as if it has survived from initial release in 1985. So let's go ahead and open these up, take a look. Inside the box, you'll see original ad campaign wrapping paper inside the shoes. We'll dive into the receipt in a little while for these. You'll even see some super sale Jordans, Jordan 1s, $29.99 leather. So here you have it. This is this year's Chicago, or the Lost and Found Air Jordan 1s. These look great. They did a great job storytelling and paying homage to the 1985 release of these. Just a quick cover of the materials. All around the red, you have a pretty premium red leather. It's a little bit darker in person. The camera definitely brightens it up. And then all of the white panels have this cracked leather on it. Again, this shoe is supposed to be as if you found it present day after having survived all the way from 1985 until today. Around the heel, you also have the cracked leather, and in this panel right here, the swoosh, plain black, is not cracked, looks great. I will say all of the white panels are more of a sail, as well as the midsole. Again, the camera's probably going to pick it up as more of a white, but you do have all of those in more of that sail or aged white color. The tongue is definitely not a true white. It definitely has the coloring of the yellow foam that is behind this nylon that pokes through, definitely gives it that vintage look. And then the outsole, it's kind of chalky. Again, it is supposed to be as if it has aged quite some time. So just a quick history of the shoe. The Air Jordan 1 was released in 1985. The original retail price was $65. Fast forward to this year, 180 retail, closer to the 200 mark after tax. Another cool fact is in 1985, upon the release of this shoe, that is the same year that Michael Jordan wins Rookie of the Year in the NBA. And as we alluded to when looking at the tissue paper, in this era, despite Michael winning Rookie of the Year that year and all of the eyes that were on him throughout the NBA season, Jordans at this time were hitting the sale and clearance sections of stores. It is interesting that the tissue paper did say that the shoes were marked down to $30. Again, retail price was $65. I went with the white laces. For me, I try and go tonal, whatever the color the tongue is that does match the toe. For me, that's the colorway I'm going to go for, the color scheme I'm going to choose. I think it's more tonal. It's a little bit more low-key. The shoes did come with black laces. If you wanted some more contrast, or you wanted to match the swoosh or match the ankle collar, do have the black options, and both of these would be true to form from the 1985 release. On the insole, you do have the Nike Air in red, as well as the Air Jordan Wings logo on the collar. You also see the red Nike Air tag on the tongue. Again, the tongue is more of an aged color. It's not that true white. It definitely has that yellow or orange foam behind the nylon is poking through. So that's something to note. I will say I have worn these twice at this point. Was curious kind of how the cracked leather sections would hold up. I think that the toe, the white section on the toe, is very sturdy, very strong. I will say, around this heel section, I think it's more likely to flake off. This section to begin with is a little bit more distressed than the toe and the side panel. I mean, that is just because the pairs that did survive from 1985 to present, almost all of the black leather is cracked and flaked away. So you wouldn't see, honestly, maybe even this much black on an original 85. So they did give us pretty true to form what the color scheme would have been. So let's take a second to talk about the receipt. Couple things to point out on the receipt. This pair would have been sold from Sandy Bros Sports Department, and the date on the receipt is August 30th, 1986. You see that the description says Air Jordan basketball shoe, paid cash, final sale. And behind the paid, I'm almost certain that says $64.99. So that's $65 retail price. What's interesting though is that the box even has the tissue paper that shows that the shoes were marked down to $30. I think that it's interesting that you see that the sale date is 1986. So these would have sat on a shelf for a year and still been full price. And I think that that's where Nike is just kind of covering their bases. They're not going to promote the shoe, or at least on their receipt being marked down, they're going to put the original retail price of the shoe, even though we'll see photos here of shoes being marked down or Air Jordan 1s being marked down. I'll put a picture up over here, just some receipts that exist present day from pairs that were marked down and on clearance. So I would venture to guess if these shoes did sit on the shelves until 1986, they would have been marked down, they would have been on clearance, and that price would not have been the full retail price because they would have wanted to get these off the shelves because they've got the Jordan 2s for the latest model on the shelf, so they're going to want to get rid of these pairs that are still lingering. As far as sizing goes, I went true to size in Nikes, in Jordans, and Vans. I typically wear an 8, so I got an 8 in these. Fit is great. Toe box, if you're comparing it to a Nike SB, is a little bit wider. It's a little bit more roomy. I don't feel like my toes getting squished at any point. No hot spot in this area. I will say I've had Jordan 1s in the past where every time I step, I get a pain right in that outside knuckle of my foot. Did not experience that with these. Sizing is true to size. Fit is good. I would recommend just going with your true size on these and you'll be definitely happy with that. Let's talk about how I got my pair. I entered locally for a raffle here in town. I would assume they had one of every size, but I entered for the size 8 and was able to secure it that way. I did try for a friend on the sneakers app. I know there was a lot of issues with the sneakers app this year, specifically around this release. I know that it crashed. A lot of people weren't able to get theirs. I wasn't able to secure a pair on sneakers for my friend. I was able to secure these in an in-store raffle. If you're looking to buy these presently, I would recommend a local sneaker resale store, GOAT or StockX. I've seen local resale stores gobble up pairs. They have tons on the shelves. My local resale store basically has a full size run. So I think that's probably your best bet in terms of not having to wait. They would have gotten their stock likely from local inventories, probably less margin for error in terms of you getting a unauthorized or a fake pair that can sneak through StockX. I will say I've only purchased recently through GOAT after the StockX allegations with counterfeit shoes getting passed. So if you're looking to get these, I would recommend go to a local sneaker resale store if you have one. If not, I would check out GOAT. Styling the Air Jordan 1s in this Chicago colorway, I think this is a very wearable shoe. I do think that it goes with a lot, but it can be overpowering in an outfit. My recommendation would be to wear a color like this that is not in this color palette. I think if you were wearing red, it kind of may take away from the shoes, or it could look too similar, too matching. Obviously black is an easy one, but I would go with, a color that isn't in this shoe that is a neutral. I think that your outfit will look a little bit more polished, a little bit more put together if you're not going the conventional route and just wearing red to match this, or maybe a shirt that has subtle hits of red, but it isn't primarily red. That's my recommendation on styling these. As far as styling these with jeans, I would go with a darker pair, either like a dark blue pair of jeans or black jeans. Can't go wrong with those. I have seen people wear them with like that cream colored white jeans. I think that can be a good look as well. You probably have more options in terms of styling these with denim because these can be worn year round. I would just kind of stray away from wearing red on the upper half of your outfit if you are wearing these. As far as my plans for these, like I said, I have worn these twice, but I might sell my pair. If I could get a good price for these, I would just use that money to buy maybe an SB Dunk or a shoe that I might get more wear out of. Just this being a high top, I don't find myself gravitating towards high tops when I'm getting dressed. Probably something low top that I could get more wear out of. Like I said, maybe be a Nike SB. If you made it this far, I appreciate you watching the whole video. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe for more content like this. I'm really excited to get some more videos out there. If you have any questions on these or there's something that I didn't cover, just leave a comment down below. I'll do my best to get it back to everybody. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Have a good one.